welcome to Wet Tropic Times Online, where your one-stop shop for all your local news, events and community reminders. This week we'll be speaking to two rugby league players who will be participating in the much anticipated game against North Queensland Italy side and the North Queensland Samoan side. After the previous 2 years, both teams are locked at 1-1, and Saturday night will even the scores out and see who could take home the glory on Saturday night at the Tully Show game. Now let's take a look at this week's local news. In community news this week, the fallen were honoured on National Police Remembrance Day. Members of the Cassowary Coast Patrol Group from honouring their fallen comrades on National Police Remembrance Day, September the 29th. Normally the officers from Mabinda to Cardill take part in a street march and gather at the public church service afterwards. COVID-19 stopped the street march, but the patrol group found their own way to celebrate the fallen and held a low-key private memorial service at Innisfail PCYC instead. While it might have been a very different service to other years, we can't express how grateful we are as a community for the service and dedication shown by the patrol group on a daily basis. We also pay our respects to the fallen who have come before us. MAM's Cassowary Coast and Braden Huey recently teamed up for brain cancer research. MAM's Cassowary Coast proudly supported a virtual Walk for Brain Cancer completed by Braden Huey, who has been one of their Innisfail team members for close to 2 years now. Sadly, this is a cause very close to Huey's heart, as he lost his cousin Melissa Nielsen at the age of only 38 to brain cancer earlier this year. So, on Friday, September the 25th, the MAMS group very generously donated 1 cent from every recyclable container returned at any MAMS group depot towards Huey's fundraising. It was a record-breaking day for the Innisfail depot with a total of 78,528 containers counted, as well as 37,650 at the Tully depot and 36,937 at Ingham. With 153,115 containers counted in total across all three sites, they were able to donate a generous $1,531.15. Wow, that's great. Huey also received a generous donation of $500 from John Cole Toyota, moving his fundraising total up to an incredible and whopping $4,000. Well done, mate, and that's a brilliant effort. Local Vanuatu seasonal workers celebrated 40 years of their nation's independence. Vanuatu and seasonal workers from across the Cassowary Coast and Tableland regions came together to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Vanuatu Independence Day on the 30th of July. Even though the weather wasn't too flash, seasonal workers still made the most of the day and came out dressed in bright coloured clothes, covered themselves in body paint and carried their flags and sang traditional songs as they marched into Arena Lakes. Most of the workers had been unable to head back home because of COVID-19, so to have them celebrate and make it as traditional as possible was certainly a great sight to see. Ingham Racecourse has been named one of the best tracks to ride. When talking to the participants of the motocross that happened in Ingham last weekend, it was clear that participants and onlookers were very impressed with the racecourse and the grounds. Members also loved that they were able to bring their family members along to watch the race. With 10 years of history competing on different tracks, the North Queensland Vintage Motocross has decided that the Ingham Motocross track is the best place to compete and have now competed at this track consecutively for the last 2 years and plans to continue to do so long into the future. All the winners of last weekend's race are featured in this week's edition. The Council refreshes Hinchinbrook Wave Ambassador Program. The Hinchinbrook Shire Council has moved to refresh its volunteer program to achieve better outcomes and more community engagement. The goal is that the changes will help the community grow and support economic recovery. Hinchinbrook Shire Acting Mayor and very good mate of mine, Andrew Cripps, said Council had consolidated the Hinchinbrook Wave Welcomers Program, Ambassadors Program and Think Business Program into a single, stronger volunteer-focused initiative. More information on the program changes and ways to participate in this week's edition. Eddie Bay Surf Lifesaving has officially been named the best in Queensland. Stuart Terrell from Eddie Bay Surf Lifesaving Club has been recognised at this year's Surf Lifesaving Queensland Awards of Excellence after he was named as the recipient of the Ron Popo Talon OAM Official of the Year Award. This was another event affected by COVID-19, with the event being live streamed over 2 nights through the Lifesaving Facebook page. Over these 2 nights, the service, passion and dedication of Queensland's volunteer surf lifesavers and lifeguard was recognised. Stuart will go on to represent Surf Lifesaving Queensland at the National Awards of Excellence to be held on the 7th of November, which will also be held as a virtual event. Congrats Stuart, what a huge achievement and very well deserved, mate. In sports news this week, the Ingham Footy Club have been kicking goals. It has been a brilliant season for the Ingham Footy Club, with the female senior representative team already winning the season. They had a crack of a season, only losing 1 game and won the minor premiership. Well done girls. It's great to see everyone rallying together and supporting the local team, so make sure you come along to the Fairfoot Road Oval in Ingham tonight at 7:30 p.m. to support the local senior female team, or head out tomorrow night for the men's annual Rizzoli Shield. Locals have achieved great success at the Man Cairns Asia Pacific Championships. The Cassowary Coast region was well represented at the 9th annual Man Cairns Asia Pacific Championship, with plenty of athletes competing solo or in a team. They have achieved some great results, personal best, despite the numbers being down because of COVID-19 travel restrictions. Over 1,000 athletes competed in the event with an approved COVID-safe event plan in place. Make sure you check out all the results in this week's Wet Tropic Times. A local golfer named Kane Cockle has been invited to compete in the Greg Norman Junior Masters. Over the school holidays, NSL junior golfers had a blast competing at home, and on the 27th of September, 5 juniors headed out west to compete in the Mount Garnet Junior Open. Kane Cockle, Regina Gallery and Sam Costello had stellar junior Opens, winning their categories for both events, and most of our juniors won prizes in both events. Then, after Mossman Junior Open held last month, Kane Cockle qualified and was invited to compete at the Greg Norman Junior Masters at Palmer Gold Coast Golf Club from the 14th to the 17th of December. All the crew would also like to put out a special thanks to all the volunteers, in particular Tom McEwen for organising the event. The Innisfail Golf Club winners are all listed in today's edition. Congrats Kane, we can't wait to see how you go in December, mate. Ingham's horse enthusiasts pushed ahead with a 3-day training event. Last weekend was a great weekend for Ingham's horse enthusiasts. Despite a tough year for horse riders due to COVID-19 restrictions, the annual training was a great weekend with high caliber trainers and riders from across the region with all experience levels. Coaches who came in to support the weekend were Deanne Dunworth, who is an equestrian Australian coach and taught dressage and flat work, Rebecca Craig, who was coaching cross country, Tracy Camilleri from the Macquarie area, teaching jumping, and Evan Parker from Ayr, who was coaching show jumping. Local dancers have claimed some major awards at the 37th Annual and District Ballet Dance School Society Dance Competition. The 37th Annual Dance Competition wrapped up in fine style, with a few local dancers collecting major awards for outstanding performances over the 9 days. Georgia Ryan from Mission Beach was the recipient of the inaugural Hudson Steer Memorial Award for Best Stage Present Showmanship across all ages. Well done, Georgia! This award was named in memory of a very talented cancer dancer, Hudson Steer, who sadly lost his battle to cancer at the age of 14 in February this year. Browse through this week's Wet Tropic Times to check out all the other winners from the comp. The NSL Under-12s football team created history by claiming their first minor premiership. After 12 rounds in the final of Queensland football competition, NSL Under-12 Division 1 team are undefeated and have secured the minor premiership after a thrilling 2-0 win in the clash against JCU Strikers Feeling at Marillion last Saturday. Coach Damien Musamisi said he was extremely proud of his team's achievement, especially because this was their first year playing in the Cairns competition. And this Saturday, however, they will play Leichhardt Black and Endeavour Park, Menunda, in the final competitive fixture before the final series. Good luck, lads. Now let's cross down to the Tully Showground to report and talk to interview 2 rugby league players, in Fabian Talau, who will represent the Samoa North Queensland, and Ashley Archie Jacquino, who will be running out in the Italian jersey on Saturday night. Hello and welcome to an exclusive interview for the Wet Tropic Times Sports. My name is Shane Muriata, and today I'll be talking exclusively to two rugby league players who will be playing on Saturday night in the annual Italy North Queensland versus Samoan North Queensland. My first guest today is none other than Fabian Talaia, Tully Tigers player for a number of seasons. Fabian Talaia, this weekend the North Queensland Samoan Italy here at the Tully Showground in front of this new grandstand. It should be a fantastic night.
Yeah, it should be good. It's another footy game in Tully, and Tully's a big league-based town. So with the new stadium, I think the crowd will just want to see another game of footy, especially with something like Italian versus Samoa.
With a lot of players coming in from all over North Queensland, it is a special time for the Samoan Rugby League community to come together to watch such a great game here in Tully.
Yeah, there's a bit of a community of Samoans around the region, and something like this sort of just brings everybody together. When you're running out there, it's sort of a proud moment for a lot of the players, and to be proud of representing your country or the colours that you're putting on, and just making everybody else proud, all the islands and the community of Samoa proud. So.
Also, a special guest I've got here today is none other than Tully Tiger legend himself, Archie Giacono, who will be playing this Saturday night for the North Queensland Italy side. With the Italian heritage very rich in North Queensland, rugby league is second to none an Italian game for us here in North Queensland.
Yeah, Shane, it's definitely a religion up this way, and we strive to do our best and support where we're from.
With all the other players coming from all over North Queensland with Italian heritage like Ingham, you got the Tablelands, you got Cairns, you have Innisfail. It's a great time to get together as an Italian rugby league family.
Well, yeah, being Italian, mate, like family's everything, and we like getting together and seeing what we've all been up to and get right into it.
So we got 1-1. It was 2018, I think the Samoans won that first game. 2019, the Italians won the second one. So we're locked at 1-1 for Saturday night's game. It should be a cracker of a game.
Oh, definitely, mate. It'll be a showstopper for sure. I think it's great for the region and should bring on more.
What about coming here to the Tully Showground in front of this new grandstand? It should be a big crowd here.
I think it's epic, and I think it's great what they've done here, especially for the community, not just for a rugby league, but all the other subsidiary clubs that use this facility.
Well, there you have it. The two rugby league players who will be battling out for North Queensland Italy and North Queensland Samoa. I'm Shane Muriata reporting for Wet Tropic Times. And that was both Fabian Talaia and Archie Giacono, both talking about the game ahead this weekend at the Tully Showground. We hope you all enjoyed this week's overview of local news. Grab a copy of the Wet Tropic Times today for the full stories, plus heaps more. Thanks everyone for watching and have a great weekend.